First of all, thank you very much for clicking on this video. The video you're about to watch, I recorded a few days ago after I finished doing my review that I posted on the Easy SMX controllers. And I sat on it and then I rewatched it and I thought, should I put this online? I don't know what kind of emotions it's going to attract towards me, but ultimately I think it's an important discussion and an important discussion that needs to keep happening. So I decided to put it online. If you see this video, obviously it's because I have. So just to give you the heads up, there were a lot of silence because it was really me reflecting on the situation. So I cut it to just have a better viewing experience. And I also put a ×2 so that it's an easier, pace. You will understand everything I say, but if you want to slow it down, just hit 50% or 75% on YouTube, and that should be a little slower. But I think everything is clear enough as it is. So again, thank you very much for clicking on the video. And if you have any inputs, please make sure to drop them where you know. Take care.
Hi, I'm Clef, and this is not a review nor is it a product-centric kind of video. It is one that I felt I needed to make and that I wanted to talk about. I am not anywhere close being touched by that situation, but I do feel like this is something that I have to think about now so that I'm ready for the future. And so I want to talk about the current situation that happened with ASUS, that happens with the current landscape of product reviewers on YouTube, what basically, at least that I know of, Gerald Undone pretty much unraveled to YouTube, and I'm glad he did. And some of the people that I watch a lot of content from, Retro Gamecore, The Fox comes to mind, also did videos covering that very subject. So first off, let's talk about what this video will address. Number one, of course, is sponsorships. Number two is what this situation means. Three is specifically for you and for me, and four is talking about my channel. If you haven't seen the video from Russ from Retro Gamecore where he went to ASUS's event and he addresses that situation at the beginning of his video, I strongly recommend that you watch it. And the Fox also, pretty much in a similar fashion, also addressed it as well. Two great videos, and I might make some references to them here and there. I am doing YouTube full-time. I'm not seeing profit of it. In fact, I am bleeding money, but that's okay. That's my choice, and I'm very happy with this decision. But I do understand the importance of sponsorships, and I was into my own situation where I had an opportunity to do a sponsorship for, what I consider a sum that I haven't seen, $400 to be specific, and I haven't seen that kind of money from what I've been doing so far. But I do have to think of, okay, I'm putting everything on the line for this to work. So when it comes down to sponsorships, this is something that feels like an opportunity to get closer to making this my full-time job for, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades. So I understand the importance of sponsorships. And I understand how with ads revenue, yes, YouTubers make money, YouTubers that are much larger make money. But from what I'm led to believe, the amount of work that goes into running a YouTube channel, and I'm not even that great yet at it, I'm getting better, but I still have a long way to go, is tremendous. It is tremendous. That's why most large YouTubers, they have a team behind them, because it's crazy work. And it's crazy. Like, yes, you see a MrBeast video and you think, whoa, this is crazy. But even if you have something that seems definitely more curated and well put out, like say MKBHD, still there is a lot of work. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of dealing with companies. There's a lot of, interacting with viewers, making that a pleasant experience for the creator, but also for the viewers. There's a lot of work. The most important foundation is that you have to like what you do, obviously. But for you to be able to keep on doing it, you have to make a living. And as much as YouTube does pay, I don't think, from what I understand, that it pays enough even for many of the large creators to be able to keep up with the demand and the efforts that are required to run a YouTube channel. So sponsorships are very important, but not everyone, not every YouTuber finds success and do sponsorship. Russ is a great example. He works with affiliate links instead, and he's able to do reviews without having zero impact on the way that he wants to put out content and his opinions and all that kind of stuff. I feel like this is the way that I want to grow on YouTube. And that brings me to accountability and what the Fox said, trust is a currency, and it is something I wholeheartedly agree with. It becomes your responsibility to some extent. It becomes your decision to decide who you trust and who you do not trust. I'm a positive guy, so I want to think that everyone is doing right by their moral code, but much like everything else in life, this is a spectrum. We don't necessarily see eye to eye on everything. I do see the importance of having a certain type of relationship with manufacturers, with retailers, with companies that create the products that are reviewed by the creators you love, because they are part of the cogwheel that makes this machine run. Without that cogwheel, again, some very few creators manage to make it work. But yes, trust is a currency, and there needs to be accountability. There needs to be accountability. I think it's important for creators to disclose, where we've already started seeing a trend with creators talking about how much they made from ad revenue on YouTube. I'm also a viewer. I consume a lot of YouTube. So I do have the two layers, and I'm pretty sure it's the case for every creator. From a viewer perspective, I totally understand, and I have no problems with ad running on videos I want to watch or sponsorship segments on videos that I want to watch. If being honest, it also comes down to what kind of relationship on my end, on my perspective, do I have with that creator? Is it a creator that I watch day in, day out, or is it a creator that proposes a product I'm interested in and I clicked once type of thing? I keep an open mind, and that the beauty of YouTube is whatever subject you are looking for, there's always more than one person talking about it, always. That also gives us an opportunity to sort of create that landscape for ourselves of things that we want to invest in, invest our time in, or products that we potentially want to invest our money in, and we can get a tailor-made opinion based off of many smaller ones. There is definitely accountability that needs to happen for creators, but I'm also glad that as viewers, we have options. We have the ability to, roam around and see what works best for us. Now, with that said, I have to do better. A lot of the devices, not all, of course, obviously, but a lot of the devices I own right now, I've never made a video. I've wasted so much money. You guys have no idea. I find I'm a positive guy in general. I'm a happy, jolly, outgoing kind of guy. So when I run into a product that I'm not too pleased with, I still have yet to be better when it comes to sharing that information with you guys, because as a viewer's perspective, I feel like sometimes talking bad about a product is received as an insult that feels personal, when in fact it is not the case. I would never judge a person based off of a device that I review that they bought. But that's not to say that the person will not feel that way. I am coming more and more into those situations where I'm being sent products from larger brands that I could have never imagined in my lifetime. And I still have a long way to go, but still name brands that you guys are familiar with, that I'm happy, I'm pleased, I feel honored that they're sending me that product. But that cannot reflect the way I feel. So far, it hasn't. But I do feel like I have to do a better job at highlighting some of the downfalls, the pitfalls of a product. My concern is not the companies. It's never been. My concern is you guys. I don't want to create a situation where a viewer feels like I'm going against them because I feel a certain type of way about a product because it isn't what I expected it to be and what I objectively believed it could have been. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if I'm comfortable, but I have to. I have to, because it's one thing when I buy a device and it's another when I'm sent a device. And what changes, and I want to make that extremely clear, what changes is my obligation to talk about it. That's the only thing. As far as what would be said, that will never change. That will remain what I believe to be true based off of the years of experience that I developed at understanding hardware, at testing hardware, benchmarking, stress testing hardware. I can't catch everything, but I feel like I've done this long enough for my own pleasure and now for everyone's pleasure that there's to listen and watch. But yes, that will be the only thing that will change going forward. And if I burn bridges, so be it. And by the way, it already happened. I'm not going to say who, obviously, but there's already a company that sent me a product. It's one of the few reviews that was not glaringly positive. The rules were clear. They wanted me to make changes. I disagreed. I haven't heard from them since. They haven't featured my video. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care. But it happens. It happens. And that's the thing. In the long run, it might hurt the creator, and therefore it might hurt the viewer. But if it changes for everybody, it's such a marketing machine, we'll start seeing the change. It's a very hard landscape to thread on, is what I'm trying to say. And then at the end of the day, it's also not easy for a creator to separate what is objective and what is subjective. However, I do want to come out with a mission statement. I don't have one written down, but I do believe it's important for me. It's important for you guys. But I can already tell you what the basis of my mission statement will be, because that's how I've been making reviews. I'm honest to a fault sometimes, but I do believe that with data, it is up to us to separate said data and emotions. I realize it's not always easy, but I want to give everyone the opportunity to do that for themselves. Far be it from me to take that away from you and tell you lies, because I believe it's going to make you feel better. I keep saying it. I want to nurture and foster a relationship with you guys. That's the most important thing to me. That's the reason why I do this. It is not for those devices. That is a perk. But I can buy devices if I have to. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to talk about them as fast. But if that's the route I have to take, I'll take it. And I also don't like having too many of those devices. That's why I do a lot of giveaways, because ultimately I want to be able to share with somebody that might have not had the opportunity otherwise. And I'd rather that than have it collect dust here. I'm getting a little off track here. So that's it, guys. I think that covers it all. I don't know what that video is going to look like. It probably will be extremely minimalistic in terms of editing, so I hope you won't hold it against me. If you have inputs, if you have questions, if you have feedback, if anything, you want to tell me, look, I'm unsubscribing, I don't like your face. Okay, tell me, let me know. If you feel the opposite, tell me as well. But yes, I do believe it's an important conversation, and I don't know what my video will mean to you. Hopefully it'll mean something maybe to other creators, but I felt the need to address it. And I also wanted to put these words out in the world as some kind of, affirmation and manifestation, because I do want to find success on YouTube. I do want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I also want, and I'm thankful again for the people who have allowed me to be able to do this. I do want to define the guiding lines of what I'm here to do and of how I want to do it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Clef. This is Game Tech Talk, and hopefully we'll see each other on the next one. Peace.